Canada was challenging because I'm the first in my family to study abroad. So there was really nobody to help me with paperwork or applying for the visa. Like, I had done that all on my own at 17, which was really rough. Also considering I applied to study here from West Africa where I graduated high school. My name is Claudia. I'm an international student here at Humber. I'm studying journalism. I moved to Canada about almost 2 years ago now. And outside of school, I work as a corporate event host, and I'm managing community at a femme health startup. I wanted to study in Canada because I grew up internationally, and I knew that I wanted to go somewhere English speaking because all of my elementary, middle school, and high school education was in English. I'm half Spanish, so the opportunity was always there to move back to Spain. But again, I wanted to pursue an English education and be somewhere where I could move closer to achieving English-speaking opportunities, specifically because it's the language I feel most comfortable in.
My mom was like, "Oh, you're not going into the land of Trump." I was like, "Okay, fair enough, let's go Canada then." Moving here was one of the most hectic times ever because I moved here during Christmas. I'm Brandon. I'm a third-year digital communications major at Humber College. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, and I've been here in Canada for roughly maybe a year now.
I think I've always wanted to study in an English-speaking country, and choosing from all the options available, I decided to stick with Canada because it was one of the most affordable options. My name is Lisa. I'm a third-year public relations student here in Toronto. I'm from Moscow, Russia. Came here when I was 17. Obviously, coming from a conservative dictatorship country, I did not enjoy being there, and I knew that with how much I needed to express my opinions and make my voice matter, we just came to the conclusion that it wouldn't be safe for me to stay there.
I miss a lot of things from home. I think home for me is a little complicated because I never really got to live too much or spend too much of my childhood in either of my homes. But I definitely do miss my family. I think family to me is where home is, so wherever they are, I always miss them. I'm an only child too, so it's not like I really have siblings to depend on. It's just really me and my parents. So I worry about them a lot, and I do miss them a lot. I also miss just home food and cooking, whether it's Spanish or Vietnamese food. Both are very delicious.
I miss the heat. I miss the heat. I miss the food. The food had so much more flavor.
Subways. I miss Moscow subway. It's much more efficient to get from one point of the city to another, and it's so beautiful. It's literally a piece of art.
I miss like the beaches, just being able to go about and drive to the beach at any time I wanted.
What else? What else do I miss? I miss my dog. I miss my dog a lot. I really hope he doesn't think that I betrayed him.
I grew a lot from moving here. I think it's just opened me to so many opportunities career-wise. I mean, I feel so fortunate to be where I'm at now. Like, I'm at a point, and it's like so early on in my career where I've been able to achieve and like explore so many places, and like just being in Toronto, it's so close to the US, and I've been able to fly to New York like a few times, and it's been really life-changing. I feel very, very fortunate. I've grown a lot just like as an adult too, because I had to grow up so quickly. I moved out of home at 17. I lived on my own in Spain for a bit before coming here, and it's just been a really big learning curve about just being a responsible adult, knowing how to find balance, and just figuring out life because it's been hard.
I used to be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go and party this weekend." My body does not work like that anymore. Now, if I want to go out, I have to plan in a week in advance, and I have to plan the nap I'm gonna take before I go out. Because now I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna come home after class. Wait, I have to meet an adult. I have to cook that food.
I know that if it wasn't for me moving away, I would not be the same person as I am right now. So definitely moving here to Canada gave me a lot of personal growth and development. It's also very interesting when you would come back home for Christmas and see how, and you go back to your comfort zone that you kind of like got torn away from at a young age. You're coming back to the comfort zone and you realize how much this comfort zone hasn't changed, but you have, and you're just a completely different person and you don't even know if it is actually home anymore.
My advice for people would be just to know exactly what you're signing up for. I think a lot of people leave home or want to move to another country under like false pretenses that things are going to be easy or you're just going to find an easy place to live. Like for example, I'm sure many international students can relate to like moving to Canada. It's like almost impossible to find a home or a place to live. Nobody wants to rent to you. Prices are so expensive.
It's never that perfect. The grass is never greener. It's everything that you created in your head.
Don't expect to find the same friend group you had back home. Because when you put that expectation of these already friends you had back home, these people you're going to meet are not going to be them. So you just don't come here with, I have this friend home, I need to find that here. You're just setting yourself up for failure because nobody is the same.
If you don't feel like you're ready, don't move. I see so many people who are coming here without really understanding who they are, trying to find themselves here. But what I think is that if you don't know who you are and you're trying to move countries to understand that, it's going to be very hard to adapt. And you're probably going to be as lost as you were before.
And just to be like really mentally prepared for everything that's ahead because it's definitely not easy. And the more prepared you can be mentally and emotionally and the better space you are at, the easier it's going to be.
You've come so far, so what makes you think that you wouldn't overcome this?
Put that foot out because you never know who you're going to meet in this life.
Home is something that you make yourself and by people you surround yourself with, by the atmosphere, by the environment you're in.
Yeah, I'm happy I moved here. If it wasn't for moving here, I wouldn't have met so many amazing, creative people.
We couldn't go back home, so we created a home for each other. It's gonna suck sometimes, but it's okay. You just need to get through it.